There is no freedom in mind. There isn't a thought that will make freedom. There isn't an image we'll see that will be freedom. There's not a bodily sensation that will be freedom. There's not an emotion that will be freedom. There's not a perception within our world that will be freedom. Freedom can't be found there because the world, anything that takes form, is automatically finite in its nature. For something to be something, it has to be finite. For my hand to be my hand, it has to be finite. For a light to be a light, for my voice to be this voice, it has to be condensed. For a thought to be a thought, it has to be condensed into something that is absolutely finite. And our experiences, it's like, oh, well, maybe a little drink of alcohol. It's like, that kind of feels like freedom. Let me just ejaculate. That feels a little bit like freedom. Let me have sex. That's a little bit of freedom. Let me zone out to Netflix. There's a little taste of freedom. Let me do drugs. Oh, that's definitely freedom, right? So much freedom there. My heart's exploding. I'm blasted open. I'm one with the universe. So free. But all of those are pseudo forms of freedom. All of those are another prison of their own design. And maybe any of you who've done like long, extended psychedelic experiences, like 16, 18-hour psychedelic experiences, or you've been in a deep meditative state where you've just experienced a tremendous flood of ecstasy for 14, 16, 24 hours. What we find even there in those heightened ecstatic states is that eventually we're just like, fuck, I don't want this. I don't want to feel this intense ecstasy anymore. I just want to feel nothing. Or let me feel a little bit of pain. That shocked me on one of my retreats I went to. I was in this wild, it's like I took 20 hits of ecstasy at once in it for 24 hours. And you would assume, like, oh, this is wonderful. This is what I came for. No. A certain number of hours go by and desire always wants change. So we think we want this ecstatic feeling because we have a sense that that's what freedom is. And then we feel it and then we're stuck in it. And then we go, no, I need something different. Desire always wants change. And I remember having the experience in my mind. I was like, I need to get back on the cushion because I need to sit long enough to generate pain in my body so I could feel something other than ecstasy. That was a wild experience where I was actually desiring pain in my body when I had worked so hard to get out of it. Desire is such a tricky thing. But I share this with you now because it's so important for us to grasp this piece, is that in our search for freedom, spaciousness, silence, peace, distance, isolation, no matter how much we try and get away, it's never enough. And that's what I said at the beginning of the call, that alpha's desire for nothingness is insatiable. There's no amount, no degree where it'll ever be enough. Because it's not true nothingness, it's not true freedom. Because true freedom can't be found in objects. It can only be found in the way that was guided through this meditation. To locate yourself in the pure, free awareness that is independent of all thought, all sensation, all perceptions. And to locate ourselves there in the midst of whatever does or does not arise.